Welcome to the original American Warrior Radio Show. I'm your host, Garren, an Air Force veteran, retired legal advocate for veterans, founder of AVET Project, a VA accredited claims agent, and founder of AVET Appeals. If you or someone you know ever wore the uniform of the United States Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, National Guard or Reserves, or the Space Force, you've come to the right place. American Warrior Radio Show always efforts to bring you great information about VA benefits, news, notes, interviews, and current events for all issues, military and veteran related. Our background music here on American Warrior Radio Show is graciously provided by none other than Stephen Hobbs, combat vet and very talented mill hop artist. Let's get right into the heart of the matter. We have a very special guest. He's been with us so many times in the past, and I love this man. I've known him since, I think, like 2009. We're old friends. We've got great associations with his involvement and helping AVET Project, which he has on numerous occasions. It's none other than SABO. SABO, how you doing, brother?
Hey, let's clap it up, clap it up. What's going on? Good to see you again. Crowd goes wild. Crowd goes wild. I'm gonna send you a care package of some suntan lotion, my brother.
This camera, I mean, I guess I have like a red complexion, but anyway, maybe if I grow a beard in like you've done, this is such a
you got too much sun, and looks like I need sun, so we're equaling each other out.
Okay, well, you gotta get outside, get that vitamin D. Brother, yes. I'm so happy you're with us. Every time you just bring joy into my life, as well as anybody else that tunes in. So we're hoping you're going to have some great information you can share. And honestly, before we get into anything specific about NSA Entertainment and SABO as the artist,
yes,
give our viewers and listeners that haven't watched some of the past episodes a little biographical on you.
Yeah, absolutely. For those that don't know who I am, I go by the name of SABO. I am an Army combat veteran. I got out the service in 2007. I joined the service back in 2002, right when it was pretty much the height of the war. I was able to serve two combat tours to Iraq.
What did you do?
I was a great spin. I was in a tank right there, tank life. I was in a tank armor crewman, 19 kilo, best job I ever had. And I did about five years in, got out, and took about 3 years off.
Over the part that you're a Purple Heart recipient, but
I always do. But yes, I'm a Purple Heart recipient. Awards is awards. Once you're out, those awards, in my opinion, really don't mean anything because it doesn't help you get a job out here. But, and other than that, I took about 3 years off to get physically, mentally and spiritually back in shape. And then I started contracting for the Department of State to Afghanistan and assisting the Marines guard the embassy in Kabul. I did that on and off.
Extremely dangerous duty. So thank God you came back.
Yes, I've been in certain, I lost count of how many close calls I've had. And I put that all in my music as far as, cherishing life, having an appreciation to life, being so close to death and so many times. And obviously seeing your brothers and sisters, not make it home. I'm able to just expose all that into my music. And that's obviously a form of therapy. But yes, for those that don't know, my name is SABO. I am an artist. I am a rapper. I am an event coordinator, a veterans advocate. I am whatever labels you want to put on me. I don't care because I live outside the box.
Yeah, you wear a lot of different hats, brother. Let me just ask real quick. Experienced Army combat vet, if there's a young gun or young gal that wants to go in the Army today because they got a recruitment issue, what would you say to them?
I would say definitely consider your life's choices. I would definitely, I would have a heart-to-heart with whatever person that is and try to tap into their psyche just to find out if this is really what they want to do, if there is no other options, but if there are other options, definitely explore those options. Because again, I got out in 2007 and we all know it's a whole new military. It's a whole new army. We're in 2023. policies have changed. Discipline has changed. I come from an era where we didn't even have cell phones, during basic training. So now, you're on TikTok during basic training. So it's a different mentality. It's a different era.
I didn't realize that. So they've really relaxed it. The military bearing isn't probably what it was when you
from outside looking in, it seems that way. It seems that way. I got a couple. My cousin went in way after. I got a couple buddies that went in, and they tell me, oh, not went in, but have came out, and they've told me that it's different. It's more. I don't want to say lax, but it's definitely not as aggressive as it was when we went in. And so I would definitely tell that person, definitely consider your options. Whether it's school, whether it's picking up a trade, whether it's, pursue your entrepreneurship, whatever the case may be. But if the service is your calling, hey, by any means, serve and protect.
Well, that's a good observation, and I think some wise counsel. Explore everything else, and then if you're interested, explore the Army, because they do have recruitment issues. This man is an experienced Army combat vet, so he's telling you straight up, look all around before you jump in. But if you do jump in, I think there's as little as 3-year commitment, 4-year commitment,
yes,
things like that.
Yes, exactly.
So getting back into the spin here, after coming out of the military and after you're doing your State Department stuff, because you did several of those, as I recall.
I did.
Now you come back and you're faced with filing your claim with VA for disability compensation, which clearly you got messed up. And I know that I was working with you some, but you did a lot of the work also in getting you where you're at. Are you pretty much satisfied with the way the VA rated your case?
Yes. I mean, overall, at the time I was happy, to be honest with you, to get what I got. I got out in 2007, and then the first thing I got, my mentality was when I first got out was, I'm getting paid for everything. I'm claiming everything, because I knew that in the long-term goal, my body was going to eventually start catching up with all the, adrenaline dumps and all the physical activities that we did while in the service and in combat. So I wasn't scared about putting claims in for PTSD or PTS or whatever it's called nowadays, or TBI, traumatic brain injuries. I knew that something was wrong, and if I don't put the paperwork in now, it's not going to get done. So from 2007, I don't even know, I think it was 2009 when we first linked up. I was graded at 60%. I was at 60% initially. Mm-hmm. And I was fine with that. I'm like, I'm not greedy. It's okay. I'll take it. And it was you guys that reviewed my paperwork and was like, you got lowballed. And I was like, me being naive, really? How? And then that's when you guys assisted me.
I don't think you were ever naive, Sabo. I think you, like so many of us, didn't know what you didn't know. And
yeah,
like you
true.
said, you were satisfied, but you made a really good point there. And that is, upon separation, if somebody's getting out of the service, whether they're a longevity retiree or just did 4 years, whatever the case may be, look down the road. Just like this man just said, look past the immediate aspect of things, especially with the toxic exposure through the PACT Act being really run up the flagpole, and they're doing a lot of development in that regard. And I'll talk about on a future episode just what the VA is doing regarding some of this. But look down the road. Don't short sheet yourself, is what I'm saying. I think good advice. Okay, so you got your VA situated. You're relatively happy now. And what is it what are you doing now aside from the music? We'll get to that, but where are you working?
So in 2016, my kids were obviously getting older, and I decided to stop my rotations in Afghanistan as a contractor, and I got picked up by the West Palm Beach Medical Center, VA, here locally as an administrator. And the goal was, compromising with my wife. The goal was, let me try it out. I'll do about 6 months. And if it's not all cracked up to be, I'll just go back to Afghanistan and continue my rotations. And, you know, as soon as I started working there, being so close in contact with the, you know, older generation veterans and being able to assist other veterans, I said, nah, this is what I got to start doing. And plus I was home. I was home now with the kids, and I'm still here since 2016.
And see, that's important because you mentioned, again, you're looking at the big picture. While you were contracting, while you were active duty, and then all those years contracting, not only could you encounter sudden death, which you could on the highway going to work in the morning, people, I'm not saying that, but when you put yourself with a target on your back in the sandbox, things can get sticky quick. And you don't get to spend time with your family. So you've got the best of both worlds. You enjoy what you're doing, serving your fellow veterans, and also going home at night and having some sort of a life. That's amazing. And that you continue to do it. A lot of people that serve on active duty get out and go to work for the post office and what have you. But if you have the gumption, if you have the desire to help your fellow veterans, you know, men, women, whoever you are, here's testimony to that fact that it can be a satisfying career. So you're pretty happy with what you're doing with the VA.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy. I mean, I've been working from telework since COVID hit, so I can't complain on that end. Now, do I wish I was at a higher level as far as pay due to the value that I bring? Of course, due to recognizing my master's degree, of course, I would love to get paid on what I have bringing to the table, right?
Yes.
Now, did I take a massive pay cut transitioning from private contracting to work in a federal position? A massive pay cut. Obviously. So that alone, it's not about the money, but at the same time, I've been in a certain position for a certain amount of times. Now it's time to either look somewhere else that they're willing to pay the value that I bring to the table, or go back to the drawing board.
Well, and you're keeping your options open and you're exploring other opportunities, which is great. We're talking with SABO today, and those listeners, viewers, because we used to be on terrestrial radio and internet radio across the globe. Now we're coming to you in this format, and I do hope that you will take and share this information, because I want to talk to SABO a minute about Anniston Entertainment. And when you listen to some of his music and it strikes home, it hits home for you, don't just listen to it and go, yeah, I can relate. Share it. That's the whole idea here, people. Share. We're in a sharing world now. Let's share. Let's share. Yeah. So NSA Entertainment, what does that stand for?
So NSA Entertainment is my record label that we put together back in 2001, 2002 with 4 other veterans, Army veterans. And it basically stands for Never Struggle Again. So it kind of came together with different veterans from different sets or gangs or organizations, backgrounds, different creeds. And we just came together knowing that we were going to deploy to Iraq and basically not come home, and we have to survive relying on one each other. So all that other, stuff that came from the hood or the city or wherever you came from was pushed to the side, and now we're all repping Army Green. So that's how NSA Entertainment came together, and it is what's pushing the music now.
Excellent. And let's talk about that for a moment, because again, folks, we're shrinking these episode links because of the fact we want you to share them. And SABO, I could talk to SABO for hours, days, weeks, probably. What's your latest project? What do you got going on?
I got a lot of stuff going on, Garren. I'm not going to lie to you. My latest album, I dropped a deluxe package titled "Chemically Imbalanced" back in March. So that is still streaming and doing its thing. I was supposed to release a exclusive feature song with Rick Ross here last Saturday, but I'm getting a little kickback from the distribution company. So I'm figuring out the paperwork behind that, but that's soon to be released. And I'm working on 4 different other projects. One, believe it or not, with my older son, one with my other artist, and another one by my solo album, and another one with 2 different artists. So it would constantly move and constantly grinding and constantly putting potential music out there for you guys.
Outstanding. How can somebody listen to your music? What's the quickest, most expedient way for somebody watching this to go click over and listen to some of your tunes?
Definitely go to the website. It's the one-shot hub at www.nsa-entertainment.com. All the videos are up there, visuals. If you're a visualizer like myself,
sure,
everything's on there, bios, pictures. As far as streaming music, you can find me anywhere, whatever you pay monthly wise, Pandora, Spotify, Apple Music. Just type in SABO, NSA-ENT, and you'll eventually find me pop up.
Excellent. The old reliable is nsa-entertainment.com, people. So please check it out. And SABO, like I said, you are just a joy. You bring joy into my life. You got such an awesome family. And to hear that Jeremiah is going to be doing a song with you, when is that going to drop?
Oh man, we've been working. We got about 7 tracks recorded. And we're ready to release one of the new singles here within maybe, I would say, a month. Within the month, we're just waiting on graphics to get completed. And once the graphics are done, we'll go ahead and release that song.
Okay, well, which
is going to be called Levels, by the way. Levels.
Very good. I would be remiss if I didn't ask your input, because June is Suicide Prevention Awareness Month. And we're all too familiar. You are a spearheader of the Spartan's Pledge. Give us a quick rundown on what this month should mean and how we can make a difference to where our brothers and sisters don't even contemplate suicide. What can you say?
That's a great question. To be honest with you, I would suggest, just like when a major holiday rolls around, Father's Day, Mother's Day, or Thanksgiving or Christmas, whatever holiday rolls around and sparks that, oh man, I should contact such and such. I wonder how they're doing. That in reality should be what this month's about. If you have brothers and sisters who have served or are still serving, I would definitely suggest making it a point, or try a little harder to reach out to them, whether it's inboxing or an actual physical phone call or conversation. Just reach out to them and see how they're doing. Are they okay? How are they managing? Just tap into them to kind of touch base with them. Because I have guys who I haven't spoke to in like 12 years. So I'm at fault myself, so it's just a matter of being able to sprinkle a little extra for this month.
That sounds good to me, because honestly, as I always say, suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. Yep. This too shall pass. We've got to remember that. But SABO, I'm sure you've had dark days, dark nights, nightmares. We know that. All of us go through ups and downs, and the downs can be pretty bad, especially when you've got some enduring visitation in your brain about bad things that happened while you were in theater. So if you're contemplating that, listen to what the man just said. Even if you are, maybe if somebody out there is contemplating suicide, maybe they will reach out, which I would welcome the call, and I know you would too. But us, what we can do if we're not on that level right now is reach out to them, and maybe we can make a difference. Hopefully we can, because SABO, I know your music is phenomenal. I enjoy it. I hope others will. It's NSA-entertainment.com. He mentioned all the other platforms. You can go listen and watch the videos. SABO, thank you so much for spending some time with us on American Warrior Radio Show. Love you. Peace out, brother.
Thank you for having me, guys. Love you guys. Till next time.
And don't forget, thank AVET. Hi everyone, it's Garren Cohn with American Warrior Radio. I'm here with my good friend Christian. We're here to deliver a very important message about a crisis in our land.
Suicide prevention, more specifically, veteran suicide prevention.
22 a day are taking their own lives. This must stop. This can't continue. If you or someone you know is contemplating suicide, please know that God has tomorrow planned for you. Don't take your own life. And just remember, Suicide is a permanent solution
to a temporary problem.